All right, Coach, time now to fire up the old time machine as we take a trip back in time to visit with our warrior of the past.
You know, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing Don. Don and I were teammates in 1973, and I know that he's gone on and been very successful.
This week, our warrior to remember traveled from his hometown of San Diego to make the most of his Manoa experience both on and off the field.
Don Weir is a nostalgic kind of guy. He finds, restores, and preserves old Volkswagens like this 1958 Gem.
It's been restored from the ground up. Anytime you find a Volkswagen pre-60 that doesn't have holes in it, the cancer in Hawaii, you buy it. This one has been gone through, to use that expression, from top to bottom. They drive very well, and it's something that I will own for a very long time. And so rather than seeing a car depreciate, I'm going to watch, and I have watched these cars appreciate.
Don's love affair with VWs began while attending the University of Hawaii. A JC transfer from San Diego, Weir was a receiver on the 72 team opposite of Golden Richards.
I learned takeoffs from him, starts. He was exceptionally quick out of the blocks. He had very, very quick feet.
Weir was fleet as well, who used his speed more on reverses than catching passes. His most memorable moment, he says, came during the 72 season finale against Stanford. His mom and dad in attendance at Honolulu Stadium.
I remember looking up in the stands at the old Honolulu Stadium, and up in the sea of green and white where all the players' families and fans were, my mother, who was from the Midwest, used to like to dress, wasn't used to colors and how you coordinate that. She was wearing maroon and white, and I remember being able to pick my mother out of the crowd after all of that.
Weir's senior year had highs and lows. The high, the 72 team upsetting Washington. The low, allegations of gambling surrounding quarterback Casey Ortiz, who was confronted by teammates.
This is what you're doing. We know you're doing this. I think it was after a possible confrontation in the locker room that two players became ex-players and decided to leave for the mainland along with one father of a player for their better health.
Weir wasn't your typical jock. He quoted Shakespeare and earned a postgraduate scholarship, which led to a doctorate in education, all of which, he says, he credits to the hard work that he put in on Cook Field.
There's that humid rain coming down, and the water is dripping into my ear hole. It's running down my back with that prickly heat, and I'm standing there thinking to myself, and I've said this many times to family members when they ask the same question. At that point, I went, if I can do this for my undergraduate, I owe it to myself to continue on with my education, because I want to get a doctorate. I want to go as far in the educational field as I did in the football field. Striking similarities between Honolulu and San Diego with the water, the ethnic foods, the people, the feeling of family, ohana. Very, very strong here in San Diego, and much like Hawaii, a very small community. Everyone knows each other.
Weir has worked in education in both California and Hawaii. During his free time, he can be found tending to his garden plumeria or working on those classic VWs. He considers himself fortunate not only to attend UH, but being in Hawaii during the so-called renaissance of Hawaiian culture.
The first Kanakapila went on. The big name was Herbie Hancock. No one cared about Herbie Hancock. They went to hear Sunday Manoa. It was a great time to be in Hawaii, to experience what Hawaii had to offer, and to, as a Haole boy from the mainland, becoming, in a way, part of that Hawaiian experience.
Hey, you know, Don owns a business on Maui, and he's set to retire here in Hawaii at his home in Kailua in about 2 years. So, hey, both sides of the world. He's been in San Diego, now in Hawaii.
I knew he was a smart man.
Okay, we have